So the Wall is this place in New Orleans. It's kind of in an industrialized area. It is an actual big wall. I think it divides it from the train tracks or maybe the Intercoastal Waterway. And there's several ministries that go down there to feed the homeless.
We didn't have any restrooms on site. There was no working plumbing. There was actually barely any working electrical. We only had a few outlets. So we had to go off-site, and we had to go to a Walgreens, which was probably 3/4 to a mile down the road.
I just decided to challenge myself, and it would have been really easy to just hand them the salad, and I decided to look in the eyes of each and every person and say something.
I'm just sitting there facing the street, listening to the music when, you know, something inside of me just says, hey, why don't you just get out and go check and see what's going on? And as I get out, walk across the parking lot and go to walk in to Walgreens, that's when this lady walks out and kind of looks at me, and I kind of look at her. And
they became humanity to me. They became, each individual became a person and a human with thoughts and feelings. And some said no to salad, and I would say, didn't your mother ever tell you to eat your vegetables? And then they would laugh, and then they were people with humor, and they just became so real. And then as I looked out at the line, it became really heartbreaking just to see the need, the deep need that was there.
She says, you know, are you with a church group? And I think that even startled me more, because I'm not the typical guy that just walks down the street and they go, oh, there's a church group guy. But I answered her, you know, yeah, I am with a church group. And then she asked me, you know, well, how did you do it?
Kind of connected with this guy named Vernell in line. He was this little skinny African-American guy, and I walked over and found him talking to this other man, Henry was his name. But Vernell and I just started this conversation.
And I thought, how did I do what? How did I volunteer? How did I get a part of the church group? And I was already working through my mind of explaining to her, well, I signed up and I got on a plane and I flew out here. And she said, you know, how did you find God? Because I can't find him.
I asked him if I could pray for him. He said, yeah, I'm going to the dentist tomorrow, and could you just pray for that? So I did, but in the midst of that prayer, I felt like praying for him for loneliness.
I just explained to her, you know, how it worked for me, and shared a little bit about my story, and just, you know, I had to surrender to Jesus, and it's just taken a lot of prayer and a lot of work, and then she asked me, well, how do you pray? I don't know how to pray. And I thought, well, you just pray to God, just how we're talking right now. But I thought, hey, you know, can I pray for you? Can you just want to pray right now? And she said no. And she turns and walks real fast away, and I thought, oh, okay, good one there, Kev. You know, blew that one.
And I was looking at him as I was praying, and I started to pray against his loneliness, and he began to tear up. And it was time to go. We hugged goodbye and left.
Around and walk into Walgreens, I go through the electric sliding glass doors, and I kind of peek my head around because it's at an angle. And I look out, I see her get into her car, and she just bows her head and she starts praying. So it was just, it was neat to be interrupted and to just be available for that.